Hi everyone, my name's Nicole. I'm joining you from Wichita, Kansas. And today I have a gentle yoga class for you. I know I could, probably all could use a chance to slow down, to be purposeful in our movements, and just a little bit of time to find some rest and some peace. So we'll take advantage of that today. All you will need for class is an open space in your home, a yoga mat if you have one available. If you tend to have tight hamstrings or areas that need some extra assistance with some of these stretches, you can use a towel or even an extra shirt around the house, a strap of course if you have one available. But I will give you options for all of these things without equipment and walk you through it all. Nothing too formal, just giving yourself a chance to settle in. Hands can rest on top of the shins or on top of the knees. You can be on top of one another in the lap, whatever feels nice for you. Give the eyes a moment to close down. The corners of the jaw soften, corners of the mouth release. Feel the breath move in and out of the chest. Doing so without creating any extra effort or stress on the body. Just feeling this natural movement. What areas open as you breathe in? And what areas soften as you exhale? No judgment, no concern of right or wrong, just noticing as the air comes in, what opens, what expands. As you exhale, what areas soften and release. Seeing with this purposeful attention, blink the eyes open. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, hands come down toward the heart. From here, interlace the hands, or interlace the fingers, reach the palms toward the front of the mat. Now the elbows can stay bent here. Really press through the heel of the hand. Let the upper back, the shoulders have the feeling of rolling forward toward the hands. Bring the chin toward the chest so the back of the neck releases. Feel the space open across the middle of the back in between the shoulder blades. Release the hands, bring the shoulders back upright. Take a breath in, arms sweep up. Roll the shoulders open. Exhale, hands come down toward the heart. Same thing, interlace the hands. Take the awkward clasp. It will feel a little weird, that's okay. Heel of the hand presses toward the front of your mat. Again, elbows can be bent. We actually want to have the feeling of the upper back rounding, kind of hunching the shoulders forward as your chin comes in toward the chest. So you'll feel a stretch across the middle of the back, across the upper back, and that space in between the shoulders. Staying here, jaw relaxes. Then bring the shoulders upright, release the hands. Take a breath in, arms sweep up. Hands come down toward the heart as you exhale. Okay, from here, the music turned up. You'll take the left hand, take your right hand beside you, sweep the left arm over, take the hand and support, the left hand, support the side of the neck, look toward the knee, reach your elbow toward the knee. So again, we're opening that space up underneath the shoulder, along the side of the waist, keeping even pressure in both sitting bones and in that right hand to support the spine. Imagine that you're inflating that space underneath your left shoulder as you breathe in. Front of the chest softens as you exhale. Now roll the shoulders open, release the hand, lengthen it over toward the side of the room. Still pressing down through both sitting bones. Still feeling this length through the side of the body. You can roll the left shoulder open, looking underneath the left arm to lengthen the side of the neck. Bring both shoulders upright. Take a breath in, arms sweep up, you look up. Hands come down toward the heart to release. All right, let's do the other side. Your left hand comes beside you, so you're letting your left elbow, left shoulder soften down. Right arm reaches up and over, and then supports the side of the head, the neck. You look toward your left knee. You're reaching that opposite elbow toward the knee. Still gentle pressure through the left hand, through both sitting bones. Feeling this opening through the side of the waist, inflating that space under the right shoulder as you breathe in. Feeling the front of the chest soften as you exhale. Bring the shoulders open. Reach the right arm over. Still pressing down through both sitting bones. Rolling the chest open, maybe looking underneath the right arm if that feels okay on the neck. Now, if that doesn't feel nice for you, you can keep looking down toward the knee or the hand that's on the mat. But finding where you need to be, finding this space as you breathe in, staying here for the exhale. Bending the elbow, bringing the shoulders up, taking a breath in, sweeping both arms up. And hands come down toward the heart. From here, nod your chin in toward the chest. Walk the hands forward. I'm going to slide back here slightly. Hands can either come forward, reaching far forward, or they can come out wide to the side with the elbows bent. You just want to have pressure in the palms, the sitting bones, so you can bring the chin in toward the chest. Think of the forehead, the ears releasing toward the mat. Chest softens away from the chin, creating space across the low back as you breathe in. Staying here as you exhale, really opening up that space along the back of the ribs underneath the shoulder blades. Walk the hands over so they're on either side of your right knee. Still in that cross-legged position. Pressing down through the hands. We've already visited this feeling through the spine a bit. Now we're deepening it by pressing into the hands, the sitting bones, to add leverage. Looking toward the hip, maybe the abdomen, so the neck releases. Bring the shoulders back on top of the hips. Ease yourself up. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Bring the hands down toward the heart. Switch the cross of the legs. Last time through this. This way will feel probably a little weird because you probably started on the more comfortable side. I know that this is my less comfortable side. Take a breath in, arms sweep up, rolling the shoulders open. Hands come down toward the heart. Again, you'll nod the chin in, walk the hands forward. So it may require a bit more effort or purpose in keeping both sitting bones down, keeping both sides of the waist long on this side. Letting go of any judgment or any assessments as you're doing this. You don't have to fix everything right now, just noticing what's taking place. Now the hands will walk over toward the other side, the left leg, or whichever side you didn't do previously, pressing down through both hands, both sitting bones. Feeling this opening through the right side of the back, looking back toward the abdomen, or maybe the tops of the thighs. Another breath here. Bring the shoulders upright. Breathe in, arms sweep up. Hands come down toward the heart. Okay, let's come over. I'm going to turn sideways. I'll actually have you bend the knees so the feet are flat. Let's come all the way onto the back from here. We've spent enough time sitting for now. Bring both knees in toward the chest. And the head and the back of the shoulders soften on the mat. Knees don't have to be really tight toward your body or toward one another. If it feels better to take them out wider, that's okay. Just find a position where you can let them fold in toward the body without tightening the front of the ribs, where you can feel the length of the spine across the back. Keep breathing here. Keep your right knee in toward you. Lower the sole of the left foot down onto the mat. Left knee will stay bent. Hands go underneath the back of the right thigh. They're underneath the back of the knee. Now, if it feels okay for your back, you can straighten the left leg, letting the heel rest on the mat. But sometimes that can be a bit much for the low back, especially starting out. So we're keeping the shoulders, the hips level. From here, you'll begin to reach the right foot up toward the ceiling. Now, the knee does not have to straighten. You may find that you're already getting a stretch in the hamstring without the knee being straight. You can add to this by drawing the top of the foot back toward you, reaching through the heel. Now you can stay here, or if you're able to comfortably do so, walk the hands up the leg. Maybe even hold on to the foot. You just want to make sure that we can keep the shoulders down on the mat. Just taking the option that works well for you. And playing around, maybe you can try straightening that left leg to open up through the front of the hip. Again, if that doesn't feel nice on the low back, or if it causes the shoulders to lift, just letting yourself be where you are today. Being kind and observing as you move through these poses. Take another breath here. Bend the right knee, coming back to that starting position. Now everyone will straighten their left leg if it's not already there. Left hand comes to the front of the right knee, so opposite hand to the knee. Right hand comes out beside you. Rotate onto the outside of the left hip, the left foot. So your chest is turning toward the ceiling. Left hand supports the knee. Feeling this rotation through the spine, this release through the low back. Keep shoulders wide. Back of the head stays light. Back of the head stays light. Back of the neck is relaxed. Breathing smooth and steady. You've got one more moment here. And slowly bring things back to center. Hug both knees in toward the body. And reach both legs long, arms reach overhead. Take a full body stretch. Stay in this stretch here for a moment. Reset my music, it stopped on us. Maybe. Bend both knees back in toward the body. Still keeping the shoulders, back of the head light. You'll keep your left knee in. Right knee will stay bent, but the sole of the foot comes down onto the mat. So you may find that one side feels differently from the other, or one side is more comfortable to take a certain variation than the other, and that's fine. Right leg can straighten if that works for you, or the foot can stay on the mat. So they don't have to match. You're giving yourself a chance to experience both sides of this pose. Hands come behind the back of the knee. Your left leg will begin to straighten, reaching up toward the ceiling, drawing the top of the foot back. And the knee does not have to straighten to feel the stretch through the hamstring. By drawing the top of the foot back, you'll get more of a stretch through the calf and the back of the leg. Sides of the waist stay level. Right leg can straighten if that's working for you. Hands can begin to walk up the back of the left leg if that's happening today. But again, we're trying to keep the shoulders, the back of the head relaxed on the mat. Breathing here. Experiencing the stretch, the sensation that's taking place. Left knee will then bend, coming back to your starting position. Right leg will stay straight. If it is not already on the mat, please straighten the leg on the mat. Right hand comes to the front of the left knee. Left hand comes out beside you, rolling onto the outside of the right foot, the right hip. Supporting the left knee with the opposite hand. Chest is open toward the ceiling. Then this rotation through the spine. The release in the outside of the left hip. Another breath here. Unwind, bring the body back to center. Hug both knees in. And then reach the legs long, arms reach overhead. Full body stretch. Let the low back arch. Back of the head stays light. From here, bend the knees so the soles of the feet come onto the mat. Knees and toes are going straight forward. Your hands will come beside you. They're about a foot away from the hips. So you can get the elbows straight, palms down on the mat. If you hug your arms close to the side, sometimes that can make your shoulders a bit more tight and active than they need to be. So we'll start with one bridge pose, and then we'll add in some arm variations that I'll walk you through. But I want you to think about 50% of your effort in this bridge. It's not the most extreme or the most intense. It's more about opening up the front of the hips and the front of the body. So keeping both feet flat. Back of the head stays soft. It's your shoulders and your feet that will press to lift the hips up off of the mat. Think of the knees reaching away from the torso. Eyes are looking in the direction of the ceiling so the back of the neck can stay relaxed and soft. Take a breath here. And slowly lower the body down, lengthening the spine 1 inch at a time away from the head. Release the back onto the mat. Take a breath in, let the low back arch. So this is where we will add our arm movement in. If you need to watch me for this first round, you're welcome to, and then you can join in. As you press into the feet and lift the hips, the arms will sweep overhead. Once the hips get to their maximum height, or the maximum height that you're taking today, knuckles will rest on the mat overhead, elbows can go out slightly. And then as you exhale, you'll sweep the arms back over as the hips lower. Hips and hands come back to their starting position. So we'll move through that 3 times, synchronizing the movement, the lift and the lower with the breath. As you breathe in, the hips lift, the arms begin to sweep overhead, lengthening through the sides of the waist, through the shoulders, knuckles rest. As you exhale, the hands, the hips slowly lower down. Hands and hips come back to their starting position. Press into the feet as you breathe in, arms sweep overhead, lengthening through the sides of the body, knees reach straight forward. Hands and hips slowly lower down. Taking your time here, a little bit of wobbling is okay. One more time, pressing into the feet, sweeping the arms overhead, opening up through the front of the body, from the palms to the shoulders to the hips. And slowly as you exhale, hands and hips lower down. Take a fresh breath with the low back arch. And straighten the legs. And roll out the ankles. Bring both knees back in toward the body. So we'll start with a happy baby variation. Knees come out wide. Big toes come together, hands are coming through the inside of the knees, just hold on to the front of the shins. happy baby, bound angle kind of combo, one of my preferred positions. This lets me keep my shoulders, the back of the head relaxed. Now, if you want to take it a little bit further and you're able to comfortably come into happy baby, you can start by just bringing the tops of the feet toward you, even just holding on to the front of the shins or the ankles. Maybe bringing the feet toward you, holding on to the outside of the feet. We just want to keep the head and the shoulders soft on the mat. Breathing here. Let's bring everything back to center. Release hold of the feet. Knees come back. Baddha Konasana, bound angle from here. Soles of the feet come down. The knees then come apart. Soles of the feet come together. Knees go wide. There is an arch to the low back. That's okay. There is a little bit of space underneath the neck. Hands can just rest along the front of the hips through the abdomen. So we'll be here for a few moments. With the hands resting along the abdomen, as you breathe in, feel how that space broadens side to side, almost like you're spreading the hands away from one another as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, feel that space soften and release toward the mat. Front of the ribs stay relaxed. Breathing in, feel how the hands lift and slide away from center. As you exhale, everything softens back down toward the mat. One more round of breath here. Keeping it calm and steady. Use the hands to bring the knees back to center. Hug the knees back in toward the body. Reach the legs long, reach the arms overhead. Take one more full body stretch. And then your final Shavasana. The arms come out wide beside you. Legs roll out wide toward the edges of the mat. Eyelids softly close. In this pose, you are doing nothing. You're letting go of the act of doing. So by resting here in this stillness, you are accomplishing your goal. See what it feels like to assume that you are doing everything exactly as you should be right now. How does that change how you feel in the mind and in the body? Slowly begin to bring your attention back into the room. Small movement in the fingers and the toes. Purposeful motion in the hands, the feet. you're ready, bending the knees so the soles of the feet come onto the mat. Roll over toward the right side of the body. And then use the hands to press yourself upright to a seated position. Hands come to touch in front of you. Eyes stay softly closed. Just noticing these changes that you've created for yourself in the mind and in the body. Take a full breath in here, feel the chest expand and lift. As you exhale, chin comes in toward the chest, the shoulders release. Thank you so much for letting me come into your home, allowing me to be a part of your yoga practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all joining me for today and letting me be a part of your practice and your day. If you'd like access to more videos, more varied types of exercises or workouts, we have many to choose from on the Genesis Facebook page and also the Genesis Go YouTube channel. So I hope that you will check that out, find what you need, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon. Take care.